Hey there, all you beautiful, powerful, badass tech managers. Jen Bunk here, co-CEO of the People Stack. We help tech managers just like you to build your dream careers. And on today's episode, I'm going to talk about job interviews and particularly getting feedback about your performance on those job interviews. I know a lot of you are craving that feedback and I want you to get it. And here's the thing, a lot of you are probably looking in all the wrong places for that feedback. Stay tuned. Hello everyone. Aloha from beautiful Kula, Hawaii. We are so grateful. We are just pleased as punch to be here in our new home in Maui and to be recording more of these videos with the epic scenery surrounding us and to inspire you to live your dreams. This is our dream. What's your dream? And so speaking of living your dreams, one of the required steps along the way to landing your dream job, to being in a job where you're feeling fulfilled, where you're getting paid what you're worth, and you have a bunch of work-life balance, which is what most of our clients want, is interviewing. So I know a lot of you are on the job market right now. And so we're actually going to get super specific in this particular video and talk about interview feedback. It's one of those things I don't usually get so specific, but it's one of those things that clients ask us and prospective clients ask us about it so many times. I definitely want to address it. So we get questions so often, how did I do on that interview? I want some performance feedback. And we understand you're craving that feedback because you want to do even better. You know, how can I learn? And then how can I grow from that? And so I definitely want to talk about where to look for that feedback, where to find that feedback so that you can, one intentional step at a time, get even better, not just on your job interviews, right? So for those of you who might not be on the job market, or even if you are, I want you to see how what I'm talking about today in terms of how you can, because basically what you're wanting feedback on is how you communicate. Are you communicating effectively? Are you communicating powerfully and with confidence and authentically? So that's really what we're talking about here. Whether it's in a job interview situation or in a conversation with your boss or the higher ups, or even like with your family or your team or whatever it is, effective, powerful, authentic communication is just so important in so many areas of your life. So that's really what we're going to be talking about today. And how can you get better? So the reason that this is so important is because, look, if you fail the interview, you fail at getting a job. If you don't show up in the best way possible, you're leaving so much opportunity on the table. And there have been so many times where many of us have, screwed up on interviews. And we don't want to keep doing that because we know that interview, it's a high stakes conversation. Let's be extremely frank about it. It is a high stakes conversation. And if you don't show up appropriately and it's your hell yes job, then you're losing the opportunity to live your dreams. You're losing the opportunity for 15, 20, 30% more money. You're losing the opportunity to have the impact that you know you were born to make. Now, there are always new possibilities. I'm not saying that it's like the end of your career if you screw up an interview, but if you don't know how to show up the best way possible, you're only just going to keep banging your head against the wall and it's not going to work. So we get asked this so many times in so many different ways by our clients. And I know why, because it's like there's a sense of nervousness around interviews. There's a sense of I'm getting tested and I have to get the right answer. And if I don't get the right answer, then I'm going to blow it all. And that's really what's at stake here, because if you show up with that energy, with that nervous energy, with that please, please, please hire me energy, then of course they're not going to want to hire you, right? Turn the tables. A lot of you have interviewed for your team or for other positions. If someone comes up with a desperate energy, like even if it's just a little bit, like the classic thing to do would be you ask them a question and then they stumble through the answer. Like, tell me about a time then that you were really challenged and that it was really, really hard for you. And then the interviewee is like, oh, gosh, well, great question. I love challenge. Well, gosh, let me see. There was this time, and it's just a complete train wreck from the beginning. Are you going to hire that person, or are you going to hire the person who confidently says, oh gosh, this is such a great question. I have something right on my mind right now. There was a time with my team where it was a really high stakes, really high profile project where we had to hit a deadline and we were missing it and blah, 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 right? And you just go on and you tell them exactly what happened and how you conquered what was very likely to other people an insurmountable challenge. That's how we want you showing up. It's the difference of, yes, it's the words, but it's the energy of the words, because you can say those same words with a nervous, I'm not sure, I'm searching for the right answer energy. That's the other thing that shows up a lot. It's like, okay, let me see, how do I phrase this? And it's kind of like, you're searching, trying to search for the right answer, and how does that come off? Well, that comes off as, again, lack of confidence, lack of clarity, and like an inability to just speak from the heart. And what are leaders able to do? Leaders are able to speak from the heart, because every single day we have to make decisions, that we're faced with decisions that are crowded with uncertainty. Stuff gets thrown at us that we could not have predicted. It happens every single day. And the interview is designed, the good interviews, but any interview, even if it's a bad interview, is designed. In other words, the questions may not be the best questions, but even in that case, the purpose is to see how you react under pressure, to see how you react in the face of massive uncertainty. And if you're not able to do that, then you're likely not going to get hired. So you've got to be able to show your ability to do that during the interviews, or else you're going to keep losing opportunity after opportunity in your life and in your career. So that is what is at stake here. All right, so now that we know what's at stake in interviews, clearly it's important that you get feedback, and it's important that you do the best that you can showing up for those interviews. So first, let's talk about where not to get feedback. Basically, don't get feedback from anyone external to you. I'm going to say that again. Don't get feedback to anyone external to you. Reading between the lines, I bet you know where I want you to get feedback, and that's in here. It's internal to you. And I'm going to talk in a moment specifically what I mean, because it's not just search your heart, you'll find the answer. It's really not that. There's definitely some important nuances there, and I want to talk about what that looks like. But in order for you, I really want you to understand this. I really want you to grok this. So I want to explain why looking for feedback out there is not going to be helpful to you. So we had a client recently on one of our Q&A calls, on one of our question and answer sessions. And this particular client is on the job market, and they said, well, I was interviewing for what I thought was my hell yes job. I think it's a hell yes job. And they asked me a question that really threw me off. And the question was essentially, why are you applying for this position? Because the position would involve leading a team of 5. We know that you're used to leading teams of 10 or 15 or more. So that was the question. Why do you want this job? The team would be too small for you. And my client said, they stumbled through the question. They weren't sure how to answer it. And then, being the good feedback seeker that she is, they actually sought feedback from the interviewer and was like, I'm really excited about this position. I'm curious, I'd love some feedback on my answer to that team size question. And apparently, this is what this is what our client told us. The feedback was, it was negative, right? So it was like, it wasn't really what we were looking for. So then, of course, our client, being the good feedback seeker, came to us and said, I screwed up on that question. How do I do better? Right? And so we asked a little bit, like, what was the question? What did you say? I stumbled through it, et cetera, et cetera. So they were coming to us. Hint, even though we're her coaches, we're still external to her. So again, looking in the wrong place. And I'm going to explain why this is the wrong place in just a second. But she was saying, please give me some feedback. I want to answer that question well. Right? I want to get the right answer to the question of why do I want to work here? This happens again and again, where there's the interview questions are, why do you specifically want to work here? It doesn't seem like you'd be a fit. How do I answer that question in the right way? So then we asked her what was actually the most important question in this particular scenario. It was, do you really want to work there? And then she was like, that's a great question. Do I really want to work there? Oh, I don't know, actually. And then we had her realign, check her mission. Like, what's my mission? What's my purpose? What do I really want? And she was like, oh my God, you're right. This isn't the job for me. It is absolutely not aligned with my vision for what my hell yes job is. Yeah, there you go. That's why that question felt so off. That's why you couldn't answer that question in the way that you were trying to answer it. You were looking for the right answer, the please the interviewer answer, when really the right answer was, well, you know what, maybe it's not a fit. But let me tell you, I do love leading large teams. I love leading large teams. That's who I am. I love the idea that I am a lead of leads. I love the idea that I get to make such a vast and I have such vast and powerful influence over 10 to 15 people or more. And I love having one-on-ones with all of them. And I love the power of like putting a group of people together like that and seeing the synergistic effect of it. Yeah, a team of 5, that honestly does feel too small to me. That's the right answer. Because that's actually what is her mission and what is her vision and what she really wants in her career. So now, the outcome is the same. She's not going to get the job, but instead of, I'm not going to get the job because I didn't get the interview answer right, it's, I'm not going to get the job because I don't want that job. But she was looking for the feedback from, was the answer correct? Where we want you to look for the feedback is, yes, it's within you. We want you to check to see if what's showing up on the interview is in line, aligned, perfectly aligned with your mission, with your vision, with what you want. That's where you're going to look for the feedback. Is this thing that's happening to me right now, is this question that's getting asked, is it in line? Is the answer that I'm about to give, is whatever showing up around me right now, is it aligned with my mission, with my vision, and with my purpose? So I hope you're seeing the importance of knowing what you want. And I also hope you're seeing the much larger message in here. This isn't just about interview feedback. This is about feedback throughout your entire life. Is this thing that's happening right now, is it right? Am I doing it right? Am I doing it well? Am I making the right decision? Am I choosing the right words? How many times do we ask ourselves those questions? Because we want to do better. We strive to do better. In other words, any situation where you're looking for feedback, don't look to another person. They're only going to reflect their model of the world and their biases back to you. And that's not helpful, particularly in an interview situation. Of course they're biased. But really in any situation, what you want to do is you want to look to, what do I want? What's my mission? What's my vision? What's my purpose? What are my values? That's how you make the decision. That's how you decide what to say. That's how you decide to show up. That's how you decide if it's a fit for you or not. That's how you decide if what's happening is signal or noise. So again, I hope you see the importance of knowing what you want. You have to know what you want in your career if you want to up-level your career. And knowing that you want to make more money, that's a start, but that's not enough. Knowing that you want a promotion and to land a new job, that's a start, but that's not enough. You have to get crystal clarity around what it is that you want and who it is that you are. What do you stand for as a leader? What kind of job is the perfect fit? We talk about it with our clients like it's a U-shaped hole, right? So like if it were me that was on the job market right now, not, by the way, but if I were, right, it's like what company has a gen-shaped hole and it's like this perfect fit? They are looking for me, I'm looking for them, and it's just like, that was easy. And I'm going to join and it's going to be wonderful and I'm going to want to stay there for the rest of my career. So you have to know exactly what you want. What do you stand for? Who are you as a leader? What kind of culture is the perfect fit for you? What is your boss like? What is your team like? What is the team size? And yes, how much do you want to earn and why do you want to earn it? What's the position that you want and why do you want that position? And what is all of this going to help create for you in your life? How is that going to in such a powerful, beautiful, delicious way spill over into your lifestyle? Like, what do you want in life? What's your dream? What's your dream? What is the experience of your day-to-day living that you want? What do you want to experience on a day-to-day basis? You have to get super clear on that before you do anything else, before you start reaching out to people and networking and going on interviews or negotiating. Because if you try to do any of that before you know exactly what you want and why, it's not going to work. It's not going to work. You're either not going to land the job, you're not going to get the raise, you're not going to get the promotion, or, for example, you might get the job, but then you're just going to end up leaving 3 months, 6 months, 2 years, 5 years down the line because it wasn't a fit. And you were grinding and hustling your way through it, trying to fit yourself into a hole that actually wasn't meant for you. So you have to get really clear on what you want. And I know a lot of you right now are not clear on what you want. Or you have a little bit of clarity and you know that there's way more possibility there in terms of leaning into the awesomeness, the deliciousness, the savoring the experiences of day-to-day life, and you know that there is way more that you're capable of, and I know that there is way more that you're capable of. So look, if you need help because you're on the job market and you're looking for feedback in all the wrong places, if you can't even land interviews because no one's paying attention to you and they're ignoring you, if you don't even know what job to apply for because you're seeing all of these jobs, but you're not sure which one is for you. And you're stuck all up here. Do I apply? Do I not? Do I apply? Do I not? Oh, this person messaged me on LinkedIn. Do I reply to them or not? Oh, I don't know. This would be a step down. Maybe I should take it. If you're stuck there. Or maybe if you're not even sure if you're on the job market or not, if you want to leave your current job, maybe you're stuck in, do I stay, do I go, do I stay, do I go? I could stay, I really love my team, but my boss is an asshole, but maybe I should leave, but I don't want to give up what I have. If that's where you're stuck, or if you just know that you're capable of way more in your career and don't know how to get it and have been suffering emotionally, physically, spiritually, for a way too long, then it's time for you to take action. It's time for you to get guidance. Because there are shifts that you need to make right now that I can't tell you through this video what shifts you need to make. It usually takes a couple of weeks of working with clients for us to really get a sense of, here's the shifts that are available to you, the mindset shifts, the perspective shifts, the strategic and tactical shifts that you need to make in order to actually achieve and get the results that you want in your career and the rest of your life. You don't know what they are, and we will once you start working with us. But you have to take action. You have to decide that enough is enough. You have to decide that you're no longer willing to settle for mediocre. You have to realize that what you've been doing is not working. And you have to do that from a place of self-love without shaming yourself, because you know there's a better way. And looking at our clients' results, the hundreds of clients who we've served who have gotten 20%, 30%, 40% raises. Sorry, I have a bug. The bugs are coming down. Thank you, tree. I love you. All right, 20%, 30%, 40% raises, landing their hell yes jobs, starting their own businesses, and doing that with complete and total fulfillment and balance and love and joy and peace in their lives. We just had a huge client call yesterday, and one of our clients, his celebration was, I'm living in peace. That is one of the biggest celebrations that we have ever had. To be living in a place of peace, of no longer struggling, of letting go of wanting because I have everything that I could want, but you know what? I still want more. That's what we want for you. But we can't want it more than you. And if you're ready, and I know some of you are, to take this step, to make the shifts that are necessary for you to take, to build your dream career, to have your dream team, to have your dream salary, the next step is super simple. I want you to book a call with my team right now. thepeoplestack.com/book. Go to that link. You're going to see the times that are available. Pick a time that works. You know, I sent an email to the list. Screw convenience. Your career is the most important thing right now. Nothing is more important than your career right now. Nothing. So pick a time that works and mark it in your calendar and protect it as sacred. And show up for that call. Do what you need to do. Call who you need to call. Tell who you need to tell, so that during that approximately 1 hour for that call, it's all about having a conversation with one of my team members about what's not working in your career and where you want to go, aka your dream. And there's nothing that you need to do to prepare for this call. We got you on this. We know exactly what questions to ask. All you need to do is show up coachable. Show up willing to empty your cup and say, I need help. What I've been doing hasn't been working. Please show me a better way. That's how we want you to show up. Say that to yourself before the call. That's all you really need to do. And then if we can help you, we're going to tell you. We're going to show you how. If we can't, we're going to point you toward free resources that are going to be invaluable to you. So book a call with our team right now. thepeoplestack.com/book. We're here for you. We get you. We got you. The next step is yours. See you on the other side in your dream life. Take care, everyone. Aloha.